Okay, we should be streaming.
Awesome. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I'm Sandy.
I'm forgetting how this works. I'm Chloe. This is WordStitch. We are, if you've been tuning in, I guess if you have not been tuning in the last couple of weeks, this is new info for you. We are currently in the middle of doing time trials to find out where our optimal word sprint length is right now. So we've been doing this for the last 3 weeks. Last week we did 15-minute, and the week before we did 10-minute. So this week we are going to do 20 minutes. If you have been watching the last couple of weeks, this week we are still going at the same 5-minute break pacing, but we will end up with an extra 10 minutes this time because obviously with 20-minute sprints, there's no way to get 90 minutes out of that. So we are going to be working at that same pace, but we're going to get a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra words out of it. Sandy, do we have the spreadsheet linked?
Inside what? Inside the YouTube thing. Yes,
Yes.
we should still have it linked from last time. I'm actually logging
Oh,
in
at
right
this
this
phase?
second to,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
But
I've
let
never
me
actually done
let me
that.
confirm that for everyone because the spreadsheet is enormously helpful and you should have it. So if you have not downloaded it, you should look into the information section on our page and let me just double check and make sure we've got it there. Yes, it's still there. So you should be able to find it.
Yes, perfect.
Yes.
Yeah, so we are going to be starting our first sprint in about 3 minutes here. I don't know. I feel like I ran out of stuff to say. I feel like I got through it weirdly quick this time, and my usual 10 minutes of speech that I have to compress down ended up being like a minute and a half. It might be the caffeine.
Or it could just be that I'm totally distracting you since I'm thinking about like this whole series problem. For those of you watching, we are both in the process of trying to
We're
achieve
both
fame and
published
glory.
authors. We are both published authors, and we are both having issues with Amazon right now.
Who we love, just to
We love
clarify. We
Amazon.
love Amazon. These are
Yeah,
minor issues. This is anomalies. No, no, no. Seriously, they are.
yeah. Like I feel like these issues, like they're a little rough, but like if we were trying to publish anywhere else, um, like these issues would not hold a candle to anywhere else.
Oh, I'm having a major issue with another vendor delisting a
Oh,
book, like
oh yeah,
major.
yeah. So Sandy actually could prove this. I've never gone through another vendor yet, because I got a little bit confused about Amazon. I will be going on that journey next month. Yeah.
So, anyways, so we're distracted by publishing glitches, but we are going to be focused in the next couple minutes on writing words, and these time trials are meant to make us figure out what's most efficient. I have a theory that these 20 minutes are going to be like the best. I think this is going to be this or the 25s. I think this is the optimal sweet spot.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to find out.
I agree. Partly because I cheated slightly and I've already done one of mine today.
Ah,
Because I knew, well, I have something that I've got to do. And by that I mean dinner. We're doing acorn squash tonight.
ooh,
And that takes a long time to make. So I'm gonna miss one of the sprints. And like, so I did one just as a trial earlier today. So I did have a number to go in there, and it went great.
awesome.
Yeah. So
I
we are at about that time. So I am going to flip windows, but of course I was doing other stuff and now I can't find any of my windows because I have two monitors and that is not enough for me. Oh geez, did I just share my entire screen? Did that
nope.
just happen? No, I didn't actually share
You haven't
anything,
shared
right?
anything yet. Nope.
Perfect, because that would have gone real weird. There we go. Oh, and perfect timing. So you guys can go ahead and start now, and we will see you at 20 after.
We are back.
Awesome.
But you're not back. You're still on your timer.
Well, oh, oops, my bad. Hey, I'm actually here. Sorry.
That's okay. So that was awful for me because I
Oh.
was so totally distracted by all of my Kindle and draft to digital problems. I managed to get 179 words in, and that is it. That is
I
what I did.
I mean, I wouldn't even count that because
I think I should. I feel like,
so you can feel bad about yourself.
no, because realistically speaking, in a slew of 5 20-minute sprints, which is more than I would ever be doing in like any normal 2 hour period of time, there's no way I wouldn't end up being distracted for one of those 20-minute segments. So, I mean, if I want to be fair about what's productive,
Okay.
I think it's just like how it was with the 10-minute one, right? Like I was in suboptimal conditions in a residence
That's
inn
true.
and making like ramen noodles for me and fighting a migraine headache. And sadly, friends who are watching, that is not that weird for me. I mean, the
No.
residence inn, but the migraine and the ramen, not so much. So I don't know. I mean, I kind of think that that's fair. So
Okay.
it's like the one where I got 75 words in the 10-minute
Right.
sprint.
Right, but the difference is that this time I got 677
No,
words.
that's not a difference. You're always doing better than I am with
Yeah,
these.
yeah, but this is an astronomical
No,
difference.
it's not. It's the same difference. It's like several times higher.
Okay.
Viewers, I am also the glass half full person.
Yeah, I am apparently the less easily distracted person.
Well, there is also that. Yeah, I think that's very fair.
Yeah.
Um, Fair to say. So
So real quickly,
yeah.
um, just as a review, Sandy, how did you do the last 2 weeks?
So um, last week I was writing at 21 words per minute, and the week before I was writing at 19 words per minute.
You did make an improvement last week. I remember we
Yeah.
got real geeked out on math, and then I wasn't sure what was happening anymore.
Yeah. We got real geeked out on the math.
Yeah.
And that happened. But yeah, I don't know. I think that this is still fixable. I'm not worried.
Okay. You think you can rally from that and pull ahead of your last 2 weeks?
I mean, assuming I, I'll give you guys another problem this week, and this may happen to some of you. This week, I don't have a particular scene that I'm focused on. Like this is,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So this is a like I'm filling in little gaps and I need to like go back and find
Yeah.
those gaps. So in addition to like figuring out how to, so I was going to be slow no matter what. But again, I mean, the point of word sprints is okay. You could take two theories on this. And by the way, how much break do we get this time? 5 minutes?
We're still on fives because again we're writing an extra 10 minutes this week.
Okay,
So it
so
it dashed the having a longer break. But next week will absolutely be a longer break and there on out.
all right. Well, in that case, I'll give everyone the Sandy Vasher theory on how there are two ways to approach a word sprint when we come back from the next 20-minute
Yes.
thing, because at least we
Yeah.
can be on time.
Yeah. We can absolutely do that. And then we can get Sandy's theory on word sprints. Which I have a feeling is going to be very different from my theory on word sprints, and that is okay because we are two different people.
I have a theory. There are two theories. So indeed,
Do you think that I'm going to adopt one of those theories?
yeah, I think you have. Well, maybe there are three. All right,
Okay.
I'm open
I'm
minded.
going to go ahead and get this timer started because, again, this ended up being one of those extra long minutes for
Yeah,
me. Oh,
yeah.
there we go. Okay, we'll see you guys at 45 after.
Okay. Okay.
Did you do any better this time?
Yes, I
Good.
got to 279.
Okay.
And by the way, I actually was working that entire time. So how many hundreds of words are you at, Chloe?
672 that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So first of all, we are back at it at 450, right?
Yes.
Okay. And second, the Sandy Vasher theory of word sprints. So I think that there are three ways that you can go about word sprints. I think way one is you do them because you're just kind of new and it's hard for you to get words on the page. That is not either Chloe or Sandy, right? So like this is not what's going on in this case. But honestly, if you are that person, if you're just struggling to get your damn words onto the page, then you know what? More power to you. Do those word sprints. Because you got to learn how to do it somehow, and practice makes perfect. So for those of you doing that, I think we'd probably both just encourage you to get as many words as possible, right? So like avoid that inner editor. But then I think that there are two sort of choices. So there's your focus is still to get, I mean, as many words as possible, right? Except ideally making them good words, right? And then I think the other way to approach word sprints is you're just trying to focus your energy as best as you can on the page when you've got a million other things going on. This is me. I suspect that Chloe, you are the second of those, right? The person who legit tries to get good words on the page. And I try that sometimes. But like on a day like today when I've had a whole lot going on, if I can get, I mean, if I end up with 2,000 words out of this, that was 2,000 more than I was going to get if I didn't do this. So I'm not like, I mean, I'd love to get more, but I still think it's a valuable exercise.
That's fair. I don't know. I feel like for me, I have always been a strong, rough drafter. So, I mean, there has been like some nanos where, I just kind of went into it without a plan and wasn't motivated and, not like I wasn't motivated, but like I just didn't know what I was doing and I was just doing it
Mm-hmm.
to do something. Um, and in those cases, I think it was literally just like racking up words, just to do it. And I think going through that was helpful, and getting me as efficient as I am now. Um, but I do tend to have decent rough drafts, whether I mean to or not.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing that I wrote, I thought the rough draft was going to be horrible, and then when I went back and edited it, it ended up actually being fairly strong. Um, so really, my goal is to get the plot out as fast as possible. If that makes sense. Like I feel like that's different than being focused on like either getting the words out or getting quality words out. For me, it's getting that story moving. And I feel like with that in mind, the word sprints help me, um, because they kind of force me to push things along. Even though
Yeah.
like as I am writing, I definitely feel like I'm rambling, but when I go back and look at it, it turns out like things were moving at the pace that they were meant to, and just because my writing style, it takes a little bit longer for that plot to get out.
So during Nano, I'm totally going to go back to these and try like the ones that I was most productive at. Ideally, doing it your way, because it will be with a new project, right? And I think,
Oh,
I
that is
mean,
also, I meant to say that last time and we ran out of time when we're about to again, but I think that's also hurting you today.
oh, that's been hurting
The
me
fact,
all of these times. Yeah.
yeah, the fact that like right now you're actually kind of in an editing phase and you just happen to be adding raw material in an editing phase,
Mm-hmm.
but that, I mean, that it's very rare for me that I'm decent at sprinting with that, partly because I am doing scenes that are not long enough for a sprint, but also just like
Right.
trying to get everything to fit in and be up to snuff. I get it. But it is 10 of now. So we are going to start our next sprint, and that will take us until 10 after. Ooh.
Okay.
How'd that go for you?
Hang on 1 second. So our next is at 5:15, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, how did that go for me? 6:18.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Now you're back on track.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a progression. I feel decent about that.
good.
If I were to manage that for the others, would I be ahead? Maybe a little tiny bit. We'll see.
You can always put fake numbers in and see what happens.
Yeah, no, I just did. If I did
Oh, okay.
600 for the other remaining, then I'll still be writing slightly faster than I was last week.
Nice.
Yeah,
And that's with a really rough start today. So that's good.
that is with a rough start today.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I feel decent about that. What about you?
I got 701 that time.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so that actually puts me right on track to do like the 1K 30 minute right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder how the 30 minutes are going to go next week. You know, like 1K.
Actually, it's 25 minutes next week because I wanted to get the Pomodoro
Oh,
time in. I had some
yes.
points that I was hitting. So next week is that. And then we'll do 30s. And then just for shits and giggles, we're going to end with 45s.
Yeah, no, we should do 45s and just
I
see
feel
what
like
happens.
45s are going to be an epic disaster. And also, there's only two of them, of course, because 90 minutes. But yeah,
It might work. You never know.
I don't have that attention span, I don't think.
The 45-minute attention span.
Yeah. Like, I figure if, like, doing this math right now, 701 divided by 20. So that was 35 words per minute. So if I keep that pace for 30 minutes, I'll easily hit that 1,000 because that ends up being 1,050. And I very rarely actually get that 30-minute 1K.
Hmm.
So I feel like that's just like a proof that I don't handle the 30 minutes well. But we'll see.
I mean, I will be curious. Although I am really glad that you're doing the Pomodoro thing. I totally missed that. I don't know why. Maybe because my Excel spreadsheet is like minimized, so I can't quite see it. But
Right. Yeah, the way I'm looking at it right now, I see 4 boxes, and that is not one of them.
right. No, but I do the Pomodoro thing sometimes, and it usually will work for me like twice. Like,
Yeah.
and then I can't do it anymore. Then I'm either too focused or not focused enough. Um, but yeah, no, this is all
I can
good.
generally do. If you guys watching at home don't know Pomodoro, it's basically this exact thing except that the theory is that like 25 minutes I guess is optimal. And they're very like there's a very strict guideline with it where you're supposed to do like 25 minutes and then 5-minute break and then 25 minutes and then like I think like a 15-minute break or something. It's real weird. How like the technique is supposed to work out. But I know tons of creatives who swear by it. So, and I do normally do either 20 or 25-minute sprints. So that 25-minute is kind of my natural time anyway.
I am for sure after this gonna start tracking what I do in our regular sessions though, because so I totally
I have
have.
made a monster out of you. You are now me.
Yeah, no, because I definitely think it's very possible that part of my issue is I have to be focused first. Like my first session is gonna suck, so why not make it a 10 minute?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, increase it from there. All right, we'll continue talking
Yeah.
about that shortly.
Okay, we will see you guys after. Oh, I have my audio on the whole time. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. You were muted. You were fine. Okay. All right. Let's see about this whole. All right. That was 547 for me.
I got 697.
Nice. Have you averaged like 700 words for all of these?
Um, we've done five about that. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong. Yes, I'm at 2747. And we've done five.
Nice.
So, oh no, we've done four, excuse me. So that's right about that.
Yeah.
It's because that would be 2800 and I've done 2747. So yeah.
So we'll have to see how this next one goes. I have to tell you, I am tired. Like I thought that the 10 minutes would be the most tiring, but I think I'm tired today, which makes me think maybe 100 words. Like maybe that last 10 minutes is just more difficult than I think.
You mean like the last set of minutes?
Well, I mean, so for the 15-minute trial it was only 90 minutes total, right? The
Oh,
10
but for
minute.
a 10-minute, it was only 90 as well.
No, no, no. It was 100, I
No,
think.
it was 90.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm looking right at the sheet.
So was it just that it took longer for the 10? Like, was it?
Yeah, it took longer because there's more breaks in between.
Oh.
And that's where this is all getting like that's why this week ended up being pretty much the exact same time space as last week, even though we have 10 minutes more writing. And then next week we will finally be able to at least have like a 10 or two in there instead of having all fives.
Yeah, that would be good, I think. Um, all right. So we have one more of these, though, to get through. Obviously, these have been super productive for you. You're not tired at all, are you?
No.
Good. I'm glad this is working for one of us.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going well for me.
So far, I don't think.
But again, like this is kind of how I write anyway. Like this is something that I have been doing at least, I was gonna say at least in the past year, but I have been doing this for a couple years now, where I rely pretty much solely on word sprints to keep my productivity up.
Yeah.
So this is natural for me. The only thing that was weird was that 10-minute, just because there were so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that was where the fatigue was, not in the amount of time, but the fact that we were like just jumping back and forth so much.
Right, right. Well, um, yeah, I got nothing for this except that this is tiring to me. It's very weird, right? Because we like so far, I have not been able to get close to what I would normally do in a word stitch, and like we never do this many minutes of writing.
Yeah.
So on a regular day, I could potentially do 3,000 words. On
But as you mentioned before, you're also dealing with this issue where you're technically not writing, you're editing.
No, no.
You're
I mean,
just,
I'm starting from blank scenes. I mean, like, yes, I am like in the middle of a project, but it's not
I
like
think
I'm
that's a
rewriting
different, but like you are working on something where you already have like
a lot of the story
a
written.
completed story where you're going back in and actually like filling in places that you didn't have filled in before.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I feel like that's just like an extra pressure when you're trying to like get it, like now you're at kind of like a shoehorning
Maybe that's
phase.
true.
Like I know I always have more difficulty writing fresh scenes. I have to like match into the gap that I'm putting them into.
Yeah, I mean, I should certainly try this. Like, I mean, I at this point, I've got to continue using this project, right? Or the time trials won't
Oh
be from
yeah.
the same data.
Yeah, like don't jump on a new project just because of this.
Mm-mm.
Because it yeah.
All right,
I
let's.
I wouldn't take your results as being gospel this time around.
Right. All right.
Okay, let's go ahead and start. And this is our last one. We'll see you guys in 20 minutes.
Okay. All right, that was 6:31 for me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I believe we were on the air when I mentioned before that there was going to be a point where I was going to not be able to participate.
Was that it?
That was it. But again, earlier in the day, I did a sprint and I got 676 on it. So that is what I'm putting in for this. I did get 10 minutes done this time, though. And that's I got 384 from.
Nice. So
Yeah.
this has been generally okay. So what are your words per minute at this time?
So for this time, I got 34, which is a huge improvement on the last 2 weeks. Both times I got 29.
Okay, so big improvement for you. And I had 22 this time, which is actually still an improvement. So I was 19 words per minute for the 10-minute trials, 21 words per minute for the 15-minute trials, and 22 words per minute for the 20-minute
Yeah.
trials. And I mean, if
Well,
you're
and remember,
looking.
we both shocked ourselves last week with having done better.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Well,
I felt like I wasn't getting nearly as much last week as I had the week before, and then it turned out I had done better.
I don't think this is a surprise to me, but okay, so here's the interesting thing about this. So my words per hour, like if you look at this as like what can you do in 2 hours or two
Yes.
hours and 5 minutes or whatever, when we did the 10 minutes, I was at 741 words per hour. When we did the 15, I was at.
Was that, I know that we discussed this at length because we are who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Was that including the last sprint or not?
That was including the last sprint.
Okay,
So
because
that's.
even technically that last sprint wasn't even part of that because we ran over in order to fit all of that.
Oh, wait a second. Wait. No, you're right. I took that out.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, so then should I take out like part of this? Nah, because
No.
we did actually complete this in.
Yeah, I mean, this time it would have been like 5 minutes of a 20-minute sprint. That one would have been an entire 10 minutes. And actually, even then, I think technically it would be 15 minutes because I think even a chunk of the previous one was pushing it because we ended up at we ended up at like 1:15 before we were done.
Yeah, no, that's right. So we were.
Whereas today we just started 5 minutes early.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, so I don't know. So maybe I should take out like half of my last one.
I wouldn't touch it. I think it's close enough. Again, because it's only 5 minutes more than what we spent on the 15-minute trial. Whereas with the 10-minute trial, that was 15 minutes more than what we spent.
Yeah, that's true. Well, okay, so
Yeah.
in any case, so I guess like with this one, assuming that I was, sort of like just done now instead of like chatting, then I would have been at 1,127 words.
Which is
so
a
like
huge improvement.
Yeah, I mean just generally, right? Like the very first time I got 1,734 words written. And this time I have 2,254 words written. So we're still talking about a big difference. So we'll have to see how the 25 minutes go.
Yeah.
Next week.
And for me, like not even subtracting anything, I got 800 more this week than I did 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Yeah. So that's a pretty big jump.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you're watching us, hopefully you are learning lots about yourselves also, and not just about us.
Hopefully you are as keen about calculating stats as we are, and you are also going on this epic adventure with us.
Yeah, exactly. And so we'll see you next week with the 25-minute Pomodoro types.
Yes, we will. This time with actual occasional 10-minute breaks. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess update those spreadsheet sheets and we'll see you next week.
Yes. Update
Okay.
them, save them. We'll see how we do in the future.
All right.
Yep. All right.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
everyone.